Man.
Yeah, man, we live, man. So you saying you impressed with Ant-Man? We'll intro us first. Am I being clumsy? You've been
Yeah,
impressed with Ant-Man around the world.
I am.
That's Flea. Are we live, Flea? I told him to flip his camera around because then he can have like when it says "Are we live, Flea?" It'll look like that way for us who's reading it. And that's Dime Dropper in the
You
top
being
right
hard-headed.
in the top right corner. You want to introduce yourselves, or should I do that, Dime? Am I being a prickalicious?
Nah, For Sportsman, episode 7. Shout out to everybody who's been showing love. I see a lot of people have actually started to give the compliments to this particular show on my channel. So really do appreciate those that rock with it. We try to bring you the latest NBA stuff, but also just talk like it's a barbershop or a gym and just your casual conversation. And of course, make sure to hit your say whatever you want in the comments. We want to hear from you guys. And super chats are turned on if you want to drop $1 or a dime for the boys. So Fabian, take us away, or Flea, how we feeling on this Sunday?
I'm feeling good, man. It's good to be here with y'all. Big Flea, CEO here. We back at it again. The Full Sportsman. I love this. Look forward to this every Sunday evening. You ain't got a bucket on today, so let's see if you rocking and rolling there. You ain't got a bucket on, so
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't notice that until you said it, right? And I feel way out of energy. My bucket powers are like, might be real. It might be real.
Listen, you be rolling when you got that bucket on. So let's see if you can get it rolling today.
Are we allowed to wear buckets when the weather cools off?
Oh, it's hot where you guys are?
I mean, it's warm. It's summertime.
Dude, over here is the LA hurricane.
Dom, this
Houston,
has been the hottest summer I've ever been a part of since being in Houston. It's been over 100 degrees for the last 21 days straight. We haven't had any rain in like 3 weeks.
Over 100 is crazy. That's some Arizona shit.
It's insane. And it's humid here. It's not dry. It's humid. So
that's the most brutal.
I think what's even more brutal. Oh. That's what we doing?
Ball in the building.
That's what we doing?
Come
right,
on, man. Yo.
Like just in time?
He heard
all the talk about, about to talk about Dwight Howard right now.
Just real quick, just want to say I apologize. My guys had a tournament and had me on the mic, and they started an hour and a half late. Black people. So, but I'm here. I rushed, got in the car. I hope everybody's doing well. My apologies.
So, what up, baby?
Dom, Fade, y'all already know for life.
Only 2 minutes in. We haven't even started talking about basketball, so you came at the right time.
Nah, you was just in time.
Nice.
My man is in Bane mode over there in the darkness.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with this bum ass light, but we gonna make it work.
Nah, it's all good. So listen, we said it's hot, hour and a half late. Are we late on this Dwight Howard better than Nikola Jokic talk? Like this started picking up steam partially because of, I won't say Dwight Howard came out and he said it. He said, "Yo, I wasn't even in my prime, and I guarded Nikola Jokic in the Western Conference Finals in 2020, and I took care of business. So what do you think I would do in my prime?" So I guess the question would be for the 4 sportsmen. I gotta reserve. Hold on, all ball gotta go like second or third or last because he's the guy with the one we're waiting for with it. Because he don't. Who's gonna defend Nikola Jokic first? Dime Dropper. Get your answer out there, Dime Dropper.
We're gonna toss it to our resident coach Dime and let him get busy on that.
Dude, Jokic is so much better than Dwight, man. I don't even want to hear it. Like Jokic. He's the best center that I've seen in my time watching ball, which, as everybody knows, it's not been that long, 19 years. So I didn't get to see Shaq in his prime. I was only a very little kid, feeling his impact in the city, but not able to process the games. So in my time, Jokic is my best center for me because I think it's easier to control a game of basketball on offense than on defense. I think if you're controlling a game on defense, you're on some other shit, like Anthony Davis, in my opinion, in this playoffs, he had some games where he was really controlling the game on both ends. It was crazy. Everybody always says Bill Russell controlled the game on defense, Hakeem Olajuwon, these kind of names. But Dwight, as great as he was, I just can't put him with Jokic. Jokic led his team to a championship, and everybody knows how I feel about winning. He led his team to a championship, the highest level of basketball. And he's not just a great offensive player. He's one of the best offensive players I've ever seen. And for me, I like my number one option to have real skill offensively, be reliable at the free throw line. If you're unless you're Wilt Chamberlain or Shaq, those are some exceptions. You got to be good at the free throw line for me as my number one option on a chip team. And not only is he great at the free throw line, he's efficient. He is one of the best passers I've ever seen. He's one of the best offensive players I have ever seen. And I don't use those ever words very lightly. So for me, it's not really much of a contest. And I will say I was an admitted Dwight Howard hater in the 2000s because he didn't really have a post game like that. I was a little bit bitter. I'm not going to lie. As a kid that watched and heard about the 90s bigs, I was bitter that I didn't get like some legendary center to watch. I didn't get Prime Shaq. I didn't get Hakeem, Kareem. This is the best center we have to offer. He don't really got that many go-to moves. So I was a little bit bitter about that. And so Dwight, he's not doing it for me against Jokic. Great player. I would put Dwight better than Embiid in his prime, but I'm not going with over Jokic.
Let's go, Flea.
I'm with Dime on Jokic being better than Dwight, but you start losing me when you said Dwight is better than Embiid. That I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. For me, I'm not sure about that. That's another conversation for another day. But Dwight Howard's prime, there's like a 7, 8, 9 year stretch of his prime, and it wasn't a long prime like we get out of most bigs. But Dwight Howard's prime, he was never as good as Joker offensively, but he dwarfs Joker on the defensive end, winning 3 defensive player of the year's awards in a row at that position. It's tough. It's tough. You got to recognize that has to be spoken about. He patrolled the paint. Nobody wanted to come in the paint with Dwight in the paint. It was you had to game plan differently because he just made everything difficult around the rim. But I think it's for both guys. Dwight is so much head and shoulders better than Joker on the defensive end, but Joker is in another stratosphere on the offensive end. Joker is so much better than Dwight in terms of putting the ball in the basket and controlling the game. Joker is a point center. We could really look at him as a guy that initiates offense, makes sure everybody gets involved, rebounds the basketball, has a back to the basket game, can face you up, can shoot the 3. It's a lot of shit this dude could do on the offensive end. So when you look at it from there, and then I was saying we was kicking it pre-pro, and I was saying, like, look, Joker isn't hunted on the defensive end. Guys are not getting the ball, licking their chops like, oh, shit, I got Joker on me tonight. I'm going for
They
4.
try, though. On the pick and roll, I feel like they try.
I mean, for me, I never see it like, the game plan is get him in a position, where he's a mismatch. I never see him as a mismatch, going into games. Now, I can't front. Y'all, we remember that game this past season. Embiid gave him like 47. It was almost 50, right? I think that was in Philly. That was a hell of a game, and Embiid took that shit personal. But other than that, I never see Joker really get outmatched on the defensive end. So if you're not a liability defensively, but you're just like all world on the offensive end, that's what makes the difference for me between Joker and Dwight. So I got to go Joker.
Cool, boy. We're waiting for your Dwight Howard defense.
No. Listen, I love y'all brothers like real brothers. Excuse my voice. I've been yelling since 2:00. Prime Dwight Howard. This is why I would take him over to Joker. Prime Orlando Magic Dwight Howard. Mm-hmm. Let's not forget he led them guys to the championship. Yes, they lost, but he led them guys. Dwight Howard never had a Jamal Murray. Ever. For one, the rules, nobody.
That's a conversation now, Jim. We're not going to talk.
Jameer Nelson is nowhere near as good as Jamal Murray. Stop. You're a smart brother. We're not going to do that.
But he had Rashard Lewis and Hedo Turkoglu. Is Jamal Murray clear-cut better than Rashard Lewis?
Jameer Nelson has been an all-star. Jamal Murray has not.
But I think Jamal Murray will be an all-star soon, don't you think?
We shall see.
Neither Neither one had
Jameer.
neither one had an All NBA player, right? Neither one had a teammate that was All NBA, Joker or Dwight Howard.
Okay.
But I'm not mad if Jamal Murray gets an All NBA accolade.
Hold on.
I'm mad if Jameer Nelson won an All NBA back then. That's crazy.
He didn't win
Just
All
quick-
NBA. He was an
Jameer
All.
was good.
No.
Just quick
No.
question.
What I'm saying is that real quick. All I'm saying is that Jamal Murray, if he won the All NBA, I'm not mad at it. If Jameer Nelson would have won the All NBA back then, we're questioning that. That's not possible.
So
No,
hold on.
he's
Let me
never been All NBA. So
before I finish my take, I just want to ask y'all a simple question. Please, can I get a simple, quick answer? Jamal Murray or Rashard Lewis, Turkoglu, or Jameer Nelson? Who are y'all taking?
I'm
Hold
probably
on.
taking. Oh, it's
You
hard
said
because Jamal Murray won the championship. It's really hard, but I put that more to Jokic being better than Dwight. Like I think Rashard Lewis.
No.
who am I? See, you said Rashard
I didn't
Lewis.
listen. Hold on. I'm not saying who's good or who bad. I'm asking y'all a simple question. Right now, who would y'all take? You've seen them all play. Turkoglu, Jameer Nelson, Rashard Lewis, or Jamal Murray. Who would y'all take?
Rashard Lewis probably.
That combination of those three guys, I'll probably take those three guys.
Right, easily.
No. See,
No,
don't
he's
do that.
asking which one is the best.
I'm not saying the combination. I'm saying out of those four guys, who's the better player?
Come on now.
I think we got to go Murray. Yeah.
Nah,
So right. So my point is, and it's no excuse, but don't tell me Dwight Howard had a Jamal Murray for his whole career, just like right now Joker and Jamal Murray is. I'm not saying Joker is not great. I disagree with Don when saying he's one of the best he's ever seen offensively. I disagree. I think Shaq was better. I think Hakeem was better. And we could laugh all we want, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has the second most points of all time. So I don't care how it looks. But at this point, Joker is not the greatest I've seen offensively. You have Kobe, you have Michael Jordan, and then some guys, remember, they got Carmelo up there. I'm saying offensive.
Get the fuck out of here. You were going hot. You had me on those other ones, but nah.
Hold on. How?
Okay.
Some people have Carmelo Anthony topped. Hold on. I don't want to turn this into a whole nother debate. We can have that another time. I like the Joker. I think Joker's a great player. Of course, the two MVPs is what's going to always put him over the hump. But I seen Joker without Jamal Murray. I seen Joker with an Orlando Magic type team that Dwight Howard had. And you know what happened? Nothing. First round exit.
I disagree so much.
They were not first round exits.
Yeah.
There was no team that Dwight Howard had after 2007 that was anywhere near as bad as the team that Jokic played with. Murray.
Dom, real quick, I would challenge that, Fabian. If you could pull it up real quick for us, that would be great. There's a 2011, I think, Dwight Howard team. It's probably the last team that he played for, right? And Matt Barnes always references this team that he was on with Dwight Howard. They swept the Bobcats in the first round, but they were a really, really good team. And from their vantage point, they may have been slightly better than the team that went to the finals, only because. Hold on, it's not me. I'm just quoting what Barnes said. They would have been slightly better because they were better defensively. So they had Matt Barnes on that team. I think Vince Carter's on that team. There's a couple of other guys on that Magic team after they went to the finals, and a lot of those guys say, "Yo, if they were coached differently, they would have had a deeper run." That is the year Dwight could have went and won a championship.
I thought that team was going to go to the finals because they swept the first two rounds. I was so convinced that Magic were going back. I thought it was going to be Magic Lakers rematch, but then the Celtics. I'm not going to lie, Rondo, he cooked their asses in the first two games. That shit was crazy, but that was a good team. That was a really good team.
I mean, I honestly
go ahead.
No, I honestly think y'all are like giving those Orlando Magic teams too much credit. They was okay. They wasn't as good as everybody. That was all Dwight Howard. Now he knew Turkoglu was tough for a couple years, but that was all Dwight Howard, man. And I'm just saying, I like the Joker. I would love the Joker on my team, but I'm not ready to just put him head and shoulders above guys. Like I said, I'm talking prime Dwight Howard, Orlando Magic. As great as Joker is offensively, Dwight was just as great defensively. So to me, it depends on what type of player you would want for your organization. Now, of course, everybody's going to go with Joker because of the flash and all of that. But what Dwight Howard was able to do in Orlando, listen, man, I'm being honest, that's nothing to sniff at. And right now,
But
go ahead.
No, but OG, is it really flash though? Like when we watch Joker, he go gets a bucket and it's really not all that. He don't got a lot of sauce on his game. He had knocked down an open three. He could create a shot for himself and others. He finished around the rim. Like he can't jump over a phone book. So it ain't. He get to it. I don't know why we can't. We got to be able to appreciate this type of shit that he's doing right now. Like I was with you before, but like the shit that he's doing now.
Flea, nobody got. Yo, listen, man. We have to say this. Nobody guards him. Like, come on.
That's
nobody
not
puts
true,
nobody,
though. And nobody can guard him.
So
nobody.
It's really hard to stop a skilled in any era. To me, it's very hard to stop a skilled 7-footer that has a couple moves and a couple counters to those moves. And he has that. He can turn over either shoulder. He has a great jump hook. He literally, like, the game feels like it's at slow motion for him. Like, he gets everybody in the air. He's just one step ahead. There's just those players in every era that are a step ahead of their competition. He makes all these athletic guys look silly. Like, you got to give it to him. Like, come on, it's all skill.
Well, real quick,
look at this team right here. OJ.
This is the 2009-2010 season. This is the year after they went to the finals. Because 09
they have not been as good as the 09. This comment. Can we pull up this comment from this guy?
Right.
Comment.
Yeah, put it up. The one about
All right, I appreciate you for the comment. He said 2009 Magic was way better than 2010 because they have Hito. Carter replacing Hito was a bad move because Carter chucked up a lot of shots while Hito was a point forward type of player.
I love that.
1,000%. So because Hito in that
100%.
Hito in that season, I'm not gonna say he's equal to Jamal Murray, but that's the role that he played.
Wait,
like
he was ridiculous.
It was a hell of a player.
He was Turkish. He was Turkish Jordan.
How many games did they win this year?
A lot.
Listen, I like the Joker.
That's one game away from 60 wins.
59 games. That's a lot of games.
They swept the Hawks. That's crazy. That Hawks team was not bad.
So yeah, back-to-back 59 win seasons.
What was Dwight Howard's numbers for those 2 seasons?
Probably some really good shit.
So it's the year they went to the championship. He's averaging 20 and damn near 14.
Bro, it's crazy how stats.
And how many blocks?
Now, man, it's crazy the stats.
Like 3 blocks a game.
Basically 3 blocks a game, 1 assist, 1 steal a game. 1 steal a game is crazy for a guy that big. 57% from the field. Rashard is shooting 17. Turkoglu shooting 16. That he's right. I forgot the commenter's name, Don, but he's right. Turkoglu averaging 16 and the 5 assists don't tell the whole story because Turkoglu is bringing the ball up and he's replacing everything that Joker can't do in the Nuggets offense. That's what Turkoglu is doing. Like, not everything, but that's what they have because
they had shooters. They had shooters all over that team. Rashard Lewis could shoot the 3. Hidu Turkoglu could shoot it. Michael Petrus could shoot it. They had shooters. Or JJ Redick was starting to ascend and play well and hit shots. Like, they had a lot of guys over there that could hit shots. Courtney Lee was on that team?
Yeah, he was. He was a rookie and he was a sophomore.
They had a bunch of guys.
So
wait, hold on. Courtney Lee's not on the team second year? He left after his first year?
Yeah, looks like it.
Damn, he was only on the Magic for 1 year.
Brandon Bass who could yam it. So it went from that to 8.
Did they trade him for Brandon Bass? Like, where's Courtney?
Yo, look at this nigga Two-Face is insane right now.
So because the names of y'all naming and y'all trying to amp them up, like, stop it, man.
Hold on.
Yo, and those times it was good players. What are you talking about?
Hold on.
What are you talking about?
Brandon Bass, he used to yam it. Like, come on,
man.
That's the
Brandon Bass was a decent player, man.
No, hold on, wait.
Rashard Lewis underachieved. Like I said, Turkoglu had a great year. He was down the stretch hitting big shots. But, like, come on, man. Like, stop it, man. Them dudes ain't averaging 20 plus.
I gotta go to hold on. Rashard Lewis. How are we glossing over you guys said Murray so easily? He's never been on an all-star in his life.
Jamal Murray?
Yeah, why is he so much better than Rashard Lewis? Rashard Lewis is like a 6'9" stretch forward that can score from all three levels, and he was athletic in his prime.
How much? Can y'all please pull up how much Jamal Murray averaged this year?
Yeah, we comparing the stats from that era. You just saw the stats.
I'm just
Jamal Murray is coming off an ACL tear as well.
Right. I'm just asking how much he averaged. That's all.
This was still his best season.
I'm not.
Wait, we're not doing predictions of the future. I'm saying you asked me right now. Rashard Lewis in his prime. I'm surprised you guys all took Murray so easily. He was nice.
I've seen Rashard Lewis in Seattle before this. At no point did I feel like he was Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray in Denver while he was hurt was like, damn, that's what they're missing. We've never said that about Rashard Lewis.
Jokic though, because they're missing. They have a number one that's the best player.
That's the point. That's the point guard of the team. Like that was the primary ball handler. So of course you're gonna be like, this is the guy we missed. This is the guy that we was in the conference finals with a couple years. Like this is the guy we missed.
That's not why. He's the other scorer on the team. That's why. Joker's the point guard. And with Orlando, we have never in the history of the NBA said Rashard Lewis is the missing piece to something. Never, ever.
No, Rashard Lewis
not in Orlando. But you brought up Seattle, Rashard Lewis. He was a big piece there.
Okay, but he was also another 5 of the shooters that were Luke Ridnow, one of these guys in Seattle. All I'm saying is that Orlando, wherever Rashard Lewis went, he was never the missing piece. Even when he won the championship with Miami, he was never the missing piece. He wasn't that guy.
You can say that all you want, but in 2007, the Magic were the 8th seed. Then they got Rashard Lewis, and they went to the second round right away.
Okay.
And continued to be great.
Okay. Hold on, stop right there. Wait, no, you can't do that. So stop right there. So what happened when we were saying they were missing Jamal Murray, and they got him back, and what happened? They won a championship.
Yeah,
there's a big difference.
Because they have Jokic, though.
Nah. We see. Hold on, Dom. Hold on. No. Hold on.
Murray's a big piece of that.
Murray's amazing. I was just saying that.
No. Murray is the piece, not the big piece. He is the piece. Steve, hold on. 7-time champion. 7-time champion Steve Kerr said it. The head of the snake is Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is head and shoulders way, just how y'all say Joker is head and shoulders way better than Dwight. He's head and shoulders way better than any of them dudes that was on Orlando Magic except Dwight Howard. I'm sorry.
But that can't be a slight to Joker because Jamal Murray is better than any other player that Dwight Howard played with. That's the reason why. Like Joker. No, Joker is just a better player all around.
I agree.
Hey man,
not all around, not defensively, so it's not all around.
Not defensively, but he controls the game more than Dwight Howard does.
Hold on. So I think that's the part that, like, that's your point, AllBall. Like, teammate wise, this is not. I think Joker's gonna have the edge with Jamal Murray. But aside from that, nah, man. After they get the rebound at any given point, you don't want Dwight Howard with the ball in his hands, really. Even on offense, it's like, what are you doing?
He's just domeless. He makes fouls, goaltending. He was not a high IQ player. Jokic is one of the highest IQ players I've ever seen.
Even after a rebound, you like get the ball out of his hands now. That's the guy that I don't.
I mean, but that's the biggest difference. Dwight was a very. We talked about, and I'm sure you think about back then, the knock on him, very one-dimensional. He's gonna play defense. He's gonna patrol the paint. He's going to deter shots. He's going to do all of that. But when you need to go get a bucket, am I going to get a ball to Dwight and say, here, take me home? No. He's going to get a lot of lobs. They're going to run a lot of lob plays for him to get his baskets. He's cleaning up the glass, so he's going to get whatever he got to get off the glass. But running a set for Dwight in a time where it was still inside to out, hell, they wasn't calling no plays for him. Stan Van Gundy looks like a genius running the shit that he did with the shooters that he had.
But can we also agree that back then, which wasn't too many years ago, but back then, the center position wasn't how it is today. So remember, we even had guys like Keith Clawson on here who played for the Clippers who said a lot of us had a bag. We just wasn't able to utilize it because that wasn't what it was back then. Like, not saying Dwight Howard would ever be as skilled as Joker offensively, but how do we know guys wasn't able to put it between their legs and go to the basket, shoot a jump shot if they wasn't allowed to do it? I'm just saying, for me, Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard in his prime, I don't think he's that much worse than the Joker. I'm sorry. And
that
I'm
much
giving,
worse is different than better.
Well, like I said, the props y'all give Joker on offense, I'm giving Dwight those same props on defense. And I have a problem with the Joker being a center and not being a threat in the paint. I'm sorry. I have a problem with that.
A threat in the paint.
It means
How?
defensively.
Yeah, meaning defensively.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
true. He's
I mean,
not. But
I mean,
yeah,
in a time where guys don't get to the basket a lot, and in a time where, you know, the way the game is played, it's not played a lot at the rim. I mean, it is what it is. We're talking about 30 teams that really don't attack the basket like that. There may be 5 teams that you look at and really break down and be like, okay, there's a lot of guys that attack the basket on this team. There's not a lot of teams like that no more. So I definitely feel what you're saying, OG. Like, he's not challenged or tested on the defensive end a lot. But I also don't see him getting headhunted. Like, okay, he's a liability. Get him in the mismatch and kill him. I don't see that.
And not for nothing, Dwight Howard used to get hunted on defense. He had a low IQ, bro. They used to try to follow him out of the game because they knew he would fall for a point
That's
fake.
early. That's early, Dwight.
That's not just early. That was Dwight Howard. He just played with a low IQ. He just did. And
I did think he was one of the lower IQ stars in the league.
IQ to block shots and help defense and do what he did on a defensive end. You can't be a dumb basketball player.
Okay, fair enough. But what about relative to other stars? Because I agree with the same thing with Westbrook. I don't think he's a low IQ player, but when you compare him to other stars, he kind of is low IQ.
I do think he's low IQ. I don't think it has nothing to do with other stars. He's a low IQ basketball player. I'm sorry. Like,
he doesn't get any credit for the good decisions he makes.
Yeah,
what good decisions?
I can't agree with that.
Okay, want me to actually give you straight examples? All right, well, this season. Okay, well, this season, for example, I realized like he has the point guard instinct. Like when certain guys haven't gotten a shot in a while, he looked to get him a shot. He's one of the only people that actually looks on our team to feed Zubats down low. A lot of times they look at him and they look off of Zubats and go the other way, and he gets visibly frustrated and reasonably so. Like, he has a pretty decent jump hook. Westbrook actually gets him the ball. And I think that, he crashes the glass really well for a I know that's a lot of instinct, but I think he's smart in terms of his anticipation for rebounds. I think he's one of the better rebounding guards of all time in that sense. And I do think sometimes he sees passes that I'm not seeing even on the TV. And that's when I know someone's a really good passer. I don't think you can just average 10, 11 assists and be low. Just the way Fleece said the same thing about Dwight being a rim protector. I don't know if you can average double-digit assists in the NBA level and be completely low IQ basketball player. That's why I say relative to a star, because I'm taking compared to like Reggie Jackson or Jordan Clarkson or Jordan Poole, I'm taking Westbrook's IQ. I'm sorry. I got to go with the all ball. I'm sorry.
So compared to other All-NBA guys, you're saying he's a low IQ?
No, all-time greats, not All-NBA guys. I think a lot of All-NBA guys these days have a questionable basketball IQ, but compared to the greats, yes. Like, I would take, like, Dennis Johnson's basketball IQ is, like, infinitely higher to me. Or, like, even a Mo Cheeks, for example, that Fleet said the other day. He's a much smarter player to me.
Yeah, but those guys are more your prototypical point guards, though. Like, right. Russ is coming in an age where the point guard was starting to change into more of a combo guard, more of an athletic guard, more of a bigger guard, more of a guy 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" whatever. Like, he was coming into that mode. So the only thing for Russ, I agree with the IQ. It's just certain point guards pass for the next pass. You know what I'm saying? Make the hockey assist, right? Russ's passes was always directly to a basket. Now, that's good, but that doesn't mean the offense is moving, right? Like, you're passing just for the sake of passing. A lot of his shit is he's getting at the rim, a dump off to Steven Adams. I'm talking about in OKC when he's averaging all these triple doubles, a dump off here. I'm getting to the rim and I'm kicking out to a corner three. A lot of when we talk about Chris Paul or, all of these prototypical point guards, Chris Paul is passing to the wing so that the wing can get it to the corner so that we can get another shot in a short corner or whatever that is. Like, Russ is strictly to get an assist, which I don't think that's a high level of IQ. You got to know who you got on the floor and utilize everybody that you have.
And I think that's while you saying that, that's for me the nail in the coffin with Jokic versus Dwight Howard, because that version of that type of player with Russell Westbrook is easier to guard than the Chris Pauls of the world, because I don't know what you're gonna do next. With Russell Westbrook, it's kind of predictable. Dwight Howard is totally predictable. Nikola Jokic, the Joker, is unpredictable. You do not know where he's gonna pass the ball or shoot. That's beyond dynamic. And then, like I said, when he grabs the rebound, he's leading the offense in transition. Dwight Howard can't do that. He couldn't do that. So that's two parts of the game already. So if this is football, give me Deion Sanders over your typical cornerback or shutdown cornerback. Give me Rod Woodson, who's playing. He gets the ball, it's over. He's turning it into offense. That's Jokic. Once you get the rebound, this is instant offense. That ain't Dwight Howard, man. That might be a turnover. Like, that's the part to me that, and again, like when we talk about the greats, all-time greats, they're in the conversation. It's not like Dwight Howard is like, no, he's an all-time great center. He did get snubbed for top 75, I believe. 100%. That was foul. I think that was foul. AD does not belong in that. Stan Van Gundy's right. AD does not belong in that conversation, especially for that season. Nah, Dwight Howard had like 7 straight crazy defensive seasons. Nah, no way, no way possible.
So let me ask you a question. The Joker that was in the conference finals in the bubble, is he the same player he is today?
He may be a tad bit better today.
So now remember, like Dwight is right.
He is ridiculous.
What'd you say?
A tad bit is from the bubble.
From that what's the conference finals team?
Dom, what do you want, Dom?
Not a tad bit. Look at it. I'd hate to be that guy because I'm not a stats guy, but look at the stats.
I'm looking at them. What do you want to see?
Is there not a significant increase from the bubble season to 2021 when he won his first MVP?
We have to look at that. But why I'm asking is because Dwight is saying he slowed him down in that Western Conference Finals, which I think that was, if we're being honest, that was a Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Anthony Davis, like they collectively slowed down Joker that series. But if he's better than what he was a couple of years ago, you still putting your money on Dwight being able to slow him down right now?
Dwight in his prime? Yes. Because once again, and I'm going to say this because Dwight, he wants to do that. A lot of these guys that play defense, they don't. Listen, man, we all watch the game. There's no defense, man. There's no, like, these guys are succeeding because there's literally no defense. Now, is Joker great? Yes. Can Joker still average 30? Yes. I'm not here to, like, dismiss his greatness. But it does play a part when there's no defense. There's no physicality. There's none of that. Nobody even wants to take the challenge. A guy like Dwight Howard prides himself on decent defense and wants to take the challenge. To me, that's a big difference in what's going on today. Like, it's too many guys averaging 30. It's too many guys averaging 27, 28. Like, it's ridiculous. And if you had more guys like Dwight Howard in their prime, like Cat, like some of these guys that's big enough, agile enough, I'm not saying they can stop Joker, but make it a little difficult. They got some of these guys looking like Dom say. He's one of the best I've ever seen offensively. Why? Because there's no defense. I'm not saying there's defenses to stop him, but to at least make it a little difficult. Like, come on, man. That plays a part for me. I'm sorry.
Classic. I don't know, man. I think you're being harsh. I first think you're being harsh on the Orlando Magic. Oh, you had something, Fabian? Go ahead.
No,
yeah.
You wanted to look at it. I don't know which. No, I don't know which one you want to look at because I was going to actually validate you because I'm saying it went from in 2020 he went from 53% to 63%. That's a 10% jump. He has gotten way better.
Well, no,
and that's the same. And in 2020, he's taking the same amount of shots.
Go to the PPG. Go to the PPG, man. That's the
biggest difference. I mean, it's 5
to 26, bro. That's major.
It's 25, yeah, but that's not as impressive to me as hitting 2 more shots a game with the same amount of shots. That's crazy.
Well, my point. Well, he took a big leap from 2020 to 2021 to me. I think the bubble.
No, I'm agreeing with you because he went from 31% shooting 3 to
38%. He's dogging Dwight shit. He's dogging Dwight shit right now. Fuck that. He's dogging Dwight shit right now. I had to look. Nah, hell no. Dwight don't have nothing for him. Dwight could try to beat him up all he wants. he don't got nothing for Dwight. Don't got nothing for him right now. He's kicking Dwight ass. I don't want to hear shit Dwight.
Did you want to look at his the 2020 season, the playoffs or something like that?
The playoffs were good because I think that's the start of
when did Jamal Murray get hurt in the bubble?
He didn't get hurt in the bubble. He got hurt in 2021 season.
Yeah, the following season.
Oh wait, no, he did kind of get hurt in the bubble though in the conference finals. I remember he wasn't 100%.
Exactly. Don't do that to me.
So
don't
this
do
is
that.
I'm not saying they would have beaten the Lakers. They weren't the better team.
So this is the stats versus Dwight Howard.
It's a what if, but it's come on.
Totally different player when he got a fully healthy Murray. That's all I'm gonna say.
He had 21. Yeah, 21 points, 30 points, 22, 16, 20 points.
But you're very harsh on the Magic supporting cast. Jamal Murray, you guys are just dismissing all these guys because of what? You haven't even explained why you guys think Jamal Murray is so much better than Rashard Lewis was or Hito. Like he's never made the All-Star team. So what are we saying?
But hold on. Now we putting a lot of onus in the All-Star when we know that whole shit is just BS. And let's not forget Jamal Murray. Hold on, Jamal Murray's in the West where you in there with Dame Lillard, Stephen Curry.
But you one of those guys. That. But you one of those guys.
No, but we know those are fan favorites. Those are we know who picked them.
You've won a championship now.
Y'all gotta stop it.
He's won a championship now. His level has risen. He should be able to be seen and heard about. And I don't want to hear that shit.
Wow.
He needs to solidify himself as one of the better players. We would slight other players.
The All-Star still a fan vote?
Not predominantly no more, no.
No, but the fans still have something to do with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
But what's your argument?
My argument is don't tell me why he's not an All-Star when he's not a fan favorite.
No, I'm saying for being clear-cut better than Rashard Lewis and Hito Turkoglu.
To me, he just clear-cut better than him. I'm sorry. He runs the team better. He's a better scorer. He's just a better player than me.
Read that comment right there, though, too. This has to be pointed out about Dwight's 3 straight Defensive Player of the Year awards. There were no other legit contenders at a center or power forward position at that time. I wish Prime Duncan had that luxury.
Duncan, who never got Defensive Player of the Year, was probably just finished top 5 a bunch of times.
But why should Duncan have gotten Duncan was a great Duncan was a beast defensively?
I think he was he was the best.
I'm just asking. Okay,
definitely.
He was great.
So
smart.
Why didn't he get a Defensive Player of the Year if he was that great?
Mutombo. No. Mutombo, Ben Wallace. There's a bunch of guys there, bro. His own partner, David Robinson, might have stole some votes. Like there's a bunch of guys there at that time.
That was
I think Ron Artest got one,
and not your team's best player.
Not to mention he got robbed of an MVP with Steve Nash. Also, like we always talk about Shaq and whoever else, but Tim Duncan gets robbed by Steve Nash for that BS.
Tim Duncan's in my top 5.
I'm
gonna set this on fire. Tim Duncan is in my top 5.
Okay.
He's not a great defender. Stop it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you're drunk. You're drunk. You're just tired. You've been working all day.
Out of here, man.
Yeah,
Stop it, man.
You've been working all day.
Tim Duncan was a beast.
You've been working all day.
That Houston
hands, he could protect the rim.
Yeah, it's not. Come on.
He was good at post defender. He could guard 4s and 5s.
How are you a great defender if you don't have a Defensive Player of the Year? How?
No, that doesn't equate you to be a great defender.
This is the same, but hold on. This is the same notion with Jamal Murray ain't an All-Star. Okay, Tim Duncan
exactly. It is. It is. No, it is the same notion.
Right.
I think it's apples to orange. I think it's apples to orange.
No, it's not. No, Flea, don't do this, please. This is no. Don't. No, this is a checkmate.
He's a good defender.
This is a checkmate to Dime's BS about Jamal Murray's All-Star, lack of All-Star, which is crazy. You would even say something like that.
No, I'm not even saying. Listen, I think Jamal Murray might be better than Rashard Lewis. I just thought you're so adamant about it. Like Rashard Lewis was a 3-level scorer, 6'9" wing. He could get to the basket in his prime. He could hit from everywhere on the floor. He was really good.
Man. Tim Duncan has 50.
He may have been an underachiever because he's 6'9" with he was really solid.
Jesse has full of these Spurs.
He's
stats.
A Spurs fan. He's gonna have that Tim Duncan.
Duncan has 15 all-defensive selections in his career, 3 more than anyone in history.
That's insane.
Damn,
okay.
That's insane.
Okay,
insane.
And Hito Turkoglu, man,
still don't have a Defensive Player of the Year though.
I'd rather have that than Defensive Player of the Year. anytime. Give me
He's
that
a
guy.
Hey, listen,
Sound good.
Hito Turkoglu in this era in a pick and roll with Jokic would be it wouldn't be as hard to guard as a Jamal Murray, but it would be fucking tough to stop. I promise you.
Hedo Turkoglu and who?
Jokic
would be a top 25
Hold on.
player in this league today.
Hold on, Fleet.
Bro.
Listen. Why are you trying to diminish Jamal Murray right now, bro? What did he do to you?
No, because
Hedo Turkoglu is what, for half a season? That Turkish
Exactly.
Jordan was Turkish Jordan
Thank
for 6
you.
months.
chill.
Exactly.
He was great in the whole
For
season.
half
of
a
09.
season, you said?
And 08 was good.
Turkoglu had one good season, man. Stop
Not
it, man.
one good season.
Oh, y'all
Two good
bugging. Y'all
seasons at
bugging
least.
now. Y'all bugging now.
Are we all right?
He was already a solid player in Sacramento when Sacramento let him go. That's number one. He was already good there.
How was he
Wow.
good? He was on
He was
the
already
bench.
good.
He was on the bench because they were stacked.
Exactly.
He's
Exactly.
playing
So how
behind
did you know what he
Asia.
was? You did not know what he was. Listen, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? Rick, remember with Flea, we talked about this the other day. Rick Adelman left Petrovic on the bench in Portland, and he leaves Turkoglu on the bench in Sacramento.
Yeah, but he left Petrovic on the bench to get Danny Ainge minutes. You have to play Peja over Turkoglu at that. You just have to. Peja is that type of player.
Oh, so then we did not know how good he was. If you knew he was good, then I don't know what kind of scout you are. I'm sorry. That's on you. You
I
must be
mean,
unbelievable.
I'll run with
very
that.
into the
Fuck it.
2000s.
Yeah, I was able to see that Turkoglu was going to be that good playing on Orlando. I guess I was right because the motherfucker was really good when he went to Orlando. All right,
Dude,
okay, I'll take it. Shit.
Dude, this dude was pulling up in dudes' faces, hitting game winners in the playoffs. Like, I don't want to downplay him like that.
When was this?
He was.
When was this?
So I don't think he's that.
When was it? Hold on. When was it?
that
I'm
one
asking
that
a question. When did this take place?
09 against the Sixers. He walked up and hit what?
The same 6 months that I'm referring to, bro. There was no 6 year stretch of Hedo Turkoglu. It was like 2 years, maybe.
Had a 6 year stretch.
What?
Jamal
Murray has had healthy
5 years.
So now you got me because I was gonna pull up the Jamal Murray, Rashard Lewis stats. Now you got me pulling up Hedo Turkoglu.
Let's do Rashard Lewis then for the career. I mean,
no, we're doing Hedo first because you want to go
amp
up Turkish Jordan like he's the savior.
I think you need to go back and appreciate who Rashard Lewis was. That's number one.
No, Rashard Lewis was a good player.
We're good, man. Like Dwight Howard. Let's pull up. No, here's the trump card, man. Don't let me pull up those final stats, all ball with Dwight Howard. Don't let me pull them up.
Go do that. Listen, where was which Hedo Turkoglu season would you like for me to pull up, fellas? Please let me know. It's 19.5 points per game.
2000s are obviously not going to be looking that great relative to now. That's all ball said it. All ball made the best argument for the stats that I could ever make in the same episode. It's talking about the no defense, the rules, and all that. That's facts. Hedo Turkoglu would be getting encouraged to shoot threes, get a bunch of pick and rolls, way more spacing. He'd be a great fit for this era.
Wonderful. Now, when was this awesome year that you're talking? These 6 years you're talking about?
17, 5, and 5
points off the bench in 02.
17, 5, and 5.
What'd you say the average off the bench?
No, he did not. No, he did not. He averaged 10.
Hold on, no. Wait, Fade. Because Fleet, my brother, you saying that with a lot of what he averaged off the bench?
As a second-year player playing behind Peja Stojakovic, in 25 minutes a game, he averaged 10 points a game.
That's not good.
Nah, that's major. Nah, that's major. That's major. That Sacramento team is crazy.
That's not good.
That's crazy.
We got to remember what 10 points was back then. 10 points back then is very decent for a backup player. Like these teams are not scoring all over 100 plus a game.
Yo, was that the same season that Peja was second in the league in scoring? Nah, because he averaged 21. Look,
but look who he's playing.
Is that 2002 or what?
Yeah, 02. Chris Webber,
really bro. They have
Peja,
7 guys
Bibby,
in double figures.
Christie, Bobby Jackson, D-Box. Nah, that's a lot. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wallace
8 players. 8 players in double figures. That is pretty. It's dope. So that's where you saw his potential. I'm sorry, Flea. I take it back.
Yeah, please walk that the fuck back.
Yeah, I shouldn't have yelled at you like that. I'm sorry about that.
It's time for the finishing blow on this topic.
Pause.
Yeah.
No, explain to me when is the Hedo run? It was that the championship year.
There's no run. There's no run. Dom didn't say there was in a run, but he was good. He was better than the way OG is throwing dirt on him right now. Like he was good for 3 months.
He said that Jamal Murray was clearly better, and these guys, it was all Dwight Howard. He said it was all Dwight Howard. He was surrounded by shooters. It was a great team for him. Anytime he got double teamed, he had a stretch for Rashard Lewis.
None of them guys None of them guys was successful after they left Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was still successful even when he went to the Lakers. I'm sorry.
Rashard Lewis was successful before Dwight Howard. He was older.
Okay.
I saw and then
What a success.
it's time for the final stats, my friend. Before we move on, these is no good, all ball.
Oh, you going for that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going for that.
Yeah, he
Finals
losing. He losing. He got to go for that. Go ahead. We know what he's doing.
Dude,
Go ahead.
you cannot be saying it was all Dwight. It's everyone else's fault that wasn't good enough when he's the third leading scorer on his own team in the series, averaging 15
who led them
points.
Who led them in scoring in the finals?
Hito Turkoglu, and then Rashard Lewis second. And then look at the other side. Kobe's averaging 32, 6, and 7.
Right.
And then Pau Gasol's outscoring him. And look at this, the big stat of all. Andrew Bynum is only averaging 19 minutes a game. So all these 5 guys average 30-plus minutes. So that means he basically got locked up by Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom.
Had a bad series, man. It happens.
That's never happened to Jokic in his life.
Dime, can we go back to those Hito Turkoglu stats?
What's never happened to Jokic? Jokic's been swept before, right?
Yeah, with nobody even close to
No. Wait, Jokic lost in 5 before, right?
Yeah, with no one even close to
Rashard
Lewis or Hito Turkoglu.
No, but don't make it seem like, all right, Dwight, listen, you got me on that. I can't argue that. Dwight Howard had a horrific series. Okay, I give you that. But let's not act like the Joker ain't had bad series. I don't care what he averaged. You got swept before. You lost in 5. So don't tell me he the greatest thing since sliced bread.
The Joker swept LeBron and AD and then beat superstar Jimmy Butler. For one, he should have swept the Lakers. I've been saying it. Dom used to argue me about that. I used to always say that Lakers is a bad team. Dom, am I lying?
No, they're not a bad team. They just weren't.
No. Dom, have I always said that was a bad team?
You said that they were a bad team.
I said they were a great team. Okay, they were very good. I was wrong about that.
No, Dom. This is not to like throw dirt on you. No. I'm asking you, have I always been adamant with saying that Lakers team was a bad team?
Yes, and you would still be wrong because they're not bad.
So you bad if you get swept. I'm sorry. I don't know what you see. If you get swept, you're a bad team.
Swept in the conference finals?
Yes.
In the conference finals?
If you get swept anywhere, you're a bad team at that moment. Yes.
In the moment,
is different.
You're playing bad basketball. Yes.
That's different than being a bad team, though.
Yeah, you're playing bad basketball.
I disagree. Hey,
you just said Dwight Howard was a bad series, and now you're saying that it was. You know what I'm saying?
Dwight Howard got swept. He got swept.
Okay, he lost in 5.
All right, I'm just saying he didn't get swept.
Let me ask you a question.
They lost back-to-back seasons in the first round after that, bro.
We can have receipts though on All Ball in 2022. What did you really think the Denver Golden State series was going to go? His second best player was Aaron Gordon. He had no MPJ or Jamal Murray. His Monte Morris and Will Barton was his starting backcourt. Those are good bench players.
Understandable. I give you that.
He still got a game and averaged 30, by the way. And like, I'm not a Jokic stan or anything like that. I'm just being honest. He averaged like 30 points. He got a game. If you want to say he shouldn't have gotten swept, he should have won 1 game off the Suns. I can kind of see your angle on that. But Dwight Howard, legit, like 50. Like, I bet you if you still look at Jokic's stats, they're still pretty good.
This is not all Joker. That's all I'm saying. So all the credit he gets, it's not all Joker. Them Orlando Magic teams, like I said, Dwight had a bad series in the finals. Hey man, like I said,
but I will say, I will say back then, Dwight Howard, it was like people didn't talk about him like that either. Just like they do Joker now. Like Joker just started getting his props because he won a title. Before this, there's a lot of hate on Joker. Before this, major,
it's still continuing.
Right? But listen,
right now in this episode,
yeah. But Dom, you still hate on Dwight Howard, like because he never got over the hump. He never had the team to get over the hump back then because he got his title eventually. But he showed you can win it and play a role like that. But what Dwight Howard was, you still belittle him being at least the 3rd best player in the league and arguably the best player in the league. The only people in the conversation with Kobe and LeBron is him.
Yes, he was.
No. I would have to agree with that. At one point, we thought Dwight Howard was a top 3, top 5 player in the league.
That's different. That's a different conversation than what Fabian's saying. I agree in 09 and even 10, maybe 11, top 3 to 5 player in the league. Arguably the best in the world. Listen, if you were having an argument about Dwight Howard being arguably the best in the world in this city, you would have gotten slapped, and maybe worse in the wrong neighborhood.
That ain't right though, Dom. That's not right. Not best in the world. Dwight was
that's what Fabian
Dwight
said.
was never.
I never had that argument in this over here. It was Kobe and LeBron, and the argument ended there at this time because Duncan had gotten older, Shaq had gotten older.
There was nobody else in contention in 2009 as best player in the world over Braun and Bean. Nobody else.
But I'm saying part of the reason why we do this with Dwight Howard is because he does act a fool. And then a lot of these things you knock him for it, but at the same time, now we're gonna knock him so badly that we're not gonna. He earned all of that. Also, as much as I think his IQ is low, he earned in your mind the third best player in the league that year. But for me, I can see somebody arguing he's the best player, best two-way player in the game. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad if you mention if he's the third best player in everybody else's book. Why not the best player in the league? So right now, Joker just started getting his props. So I think that's part of the whole problem too, man. With Dwight Howard, like he's kind of a fool. He acts too silly, and you guys try to discredit him for that.
I think he was disrespected by not being top 75. I think they were wrong on that. I think they were flat out wrong on that.
I can agree with that, even though I'm a Dwight Howard quote unquote hater. But I just don't think the Jokic comparison. I don't see it for a second. But my last word is, if Kevin Garnett hadn't gotten injured, nobody would ever feel this strongly about Dwight Howard. That's my ultimate take, and I swear and that's not to take anything away from him. If Garnett had never gotten injured, he would have never made the finals, and nobody would ever say anything about this. But I rest my case. That's the Dwight Howard hater in me. So I'm sorry. I gotta give him the sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, hold on. I'm about to
Player of the Year awards would have had somebody talking about him. But if he never made a finals appearance, I agree with that, Dom.
They won in 7 games. Even without Garnett, it still took them 7 games to beat Boston because Pierce, Rondo, Allen, they had a good team and they did their thing. But it took them 7 games. They got a Game 7 win in Boston though, which I got to give any team credit for, no matter who's injured.
No, that was tough.
Game 7 in Boston, you're real, and they blew them out. I think the biggest claim to fame for Dwight is his series against the Cavs, and I'm gonna leave it at that. His series against the Cavs, he was a beast.
Nah, old boy, Don might have given you the haymaker of the evening with that one. If KG doesn't get hurt, Dwight Howard.
My hate for LeBron, and I'm leaving like this. Dom, that's your hate for Dwight Howard.
Harden is much worse. I still respect Dwight Howard for what he was at the time. James Harden, I mean, I get it. He was good, but like, nah, man. I'll show James Harden what not to be like for kids. Like, I'll show kids this. I don't want you to do the shit that Harden does. But Dwight, I still got a level of respect for him for sure.
No, you don't.
I do. I'm sorry. I just don't think he would have made the finals.
Nah, that was crazy. No, that might have been the checkmate. If KG was healthy, get Dwight Howard out of here.
It's tough.
That is tough. I know you guys. Is Dwight Howard? Where does he land defensively all time? In that era, you had him against Ben Wallace. Before that, Mutombo. We just talked about Tim Duncan. Who's better defensively, Tim Duncan or Dwight Howard? Start there.
That's a good conversation.
At their prime, of course.
All ball first. All ball. I know he's going Dwight Howard.
You know where I'm going? I'm going Dwight Howard. I'm just saying, 3 defensive player of the years against 0. I don't know how is that even an argument. Like, I'm not even arguing that. And I'm a big Tim Duncan guy. I have Tim Duncan in my top 5 greatest all time. But defensively, I don't see what y'all was seeing as far as great. Now, yes, he has the 15. Okay, I respect that. But to me, it's good and then there's great. He was good. I think Dwight Howard at times, great. And to have 3 of those, I'm not arguing that. I'm sorry.
Your top 5 is MJ, no order. MJ, Kobe, Duncan.
No.
And who else?
MJ, Magic at the 1. It just so happened they all play their position. Magic at the 1, Mike at the 2, Bird at the 3, Duncan at the 4, Shaq at the 5. Greatest 5 all time.
Kobe 6th? Oh, Kareem.
Yes. No. Kobe 6, then Kareem.
Okay, Kareem is pretty low there. But it's a list. It's so people get too what's hung up on lists. But go ahead, Flea. What do you think about Dwight and Tim Duncan defensively?
I think at that time, guys got really caught up in block shots. And I think block shots is not the only thing that you can look at, when you talking about defense. And so, yeah, Dwight was a hell of a shot blocker, but Tim Duncan did a lot more on the block, being able to just contain guys. He's not that dominant shot blocker, right? But when you're going up against, the elite of the elite power forwards, all of them say they had a tough time just playing against Duncan, right? We get all the way to even when Duncan was a little older. I'm not even talking about his early prime when he's at the peak of his defensive powers. Boogie Cousins is talking about, I had to resort to talking shit to Duncan because I couldn't get at him on the defense. I just couldn't get him off his box. I couldn't move him. I had to try to start talking shit to him. Like, Duncan was an elite defensive player. Now, maybe he wasn't averaging 3 to 4 blocks a game, but when you looked at the game, you knew that he was controlling the defensive end. Wasn't as loud as KG, but was controlling everything. Everybody knew where they were supposed to be. Duncan was always in the right spots. Like, I think we might even be slighting him right now. Go look at how many seasons Duncan had where he was averaging 2 to 3 blocks a game. We might not be giving him enough respect on the defensive end. So if we just talking about straight up, go get a stop for me, I'm going Duncan. Wow.
That was pretty well laid out. I actually kind of agree with everything you said. Also, we're getting some really good. Dude, that was pretty good. I mean, yeah, I think Tim Duncan is a better one-on-one defender in the post. I think he and Jesse. I mean, the fact that we have Jesse and they commented he's a Spurs fan is like he's giving us a lot here. He said Duncan could defend without fouling. Dwight was a foul machine. I completely agree. Duncan was one of the best I've seen at defending without fouling. He had such good hands. As Flea said, always in the right spot, making the right rotation. He did it for so long, too. So long. Like, I was at games in the 2015 playoffs, Clippers and Spurs, and this is like peak Blake Griffin, like peak athletic Blake, and he still was like stripping the ball from him. Like, he was still blocking shots, and he couldn't get off the ground anymore. Like, positionally, he was so good. Like, he knew angles. He's really, really strong. And then I like this stat as well. He said Tim Duncan only had 15 goaltends in his 19-year career. Dwight had over 400. Duncan was keeping blocks in play like Bill Russell. Part of that, I think, though, is Dwight Howard's ability to go above the rim.
Shooting that too right now. They shooting that right now.
But yeah, hold on.
And this is the trump card, and I'll go to all ball. Duncan was matching up with all-time power forwards and centers, and Dwight didn't have to face any of those guys. Not his fault, but still the facts, just like with Jokic. And
now watch this.
Oh, yeah, keep going. Duncan as the Spurs defensive anchor led the Spurs to at least top 3 defensive rating in first 11 years, 15 and 19.
My God.
Top 1 5 times, led the NBA defensive whatever. Led 4 times defensive rating as well. Go ahead, old ball.
Jesse took the
going crazy.
No. Let Jesse keep going, but I bet you what Jesse won't say. Duncan got a defensive player of the year. I bet he won't say that.
It's some media guy. I respect your opinion.
No. Hold on. I'll let y'all talk. Jesse can be family. It's nothing against Jesse. We having a great conversation. Out of all the shots y'all shooting at me, I bet you one shot you can't shoot. Defensive player of the year. I bet that. So all of this greatness y'all talking, all of this, he's in the spots. And all right, like I said, Duncan to me is good defensively. Great and elite. I can't go with that. I'm sorry.
We got to roll back the tape.
Real quick. Tim Duncan had 15 goaltenders, 19. Dwight Howard only had over 400.
I put that up already.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's because Tim Duncan could not do that. How about that? Dwight, he could not just smack.
It's probably a fact.
Knock it off. Like, Dwight Howard in his prime was crazy.
Even if Tim Duncan's not getting above the rim like that, fact.
The only reason why Dwight Howard is in this conversation is because he's at his apex at that defensively. Nobody else was in that conversation at that time. Tim Duncan was never wholeheartedly better than anybody on defense. That never happened.
Dwight Howard, he had prime Garnett when he was in his prime, and he was a great defender too.
Dwight Howard, Thanks. Dwight Howard would have been over. He was athletically, he was different. The other thing you guys are missing is that, he had Popovich. He had a team. He had an organization that surrounded him with a bunch of players like that. Dwight Howard did not have that. I don't care what. That's why the whole
he's just
turbo
smarter.
glue. Yeah,
hold on.
Not just smarter.
Can I say one thing?
Coach of all time.
He came in as a baby into the league.
You already know.
Greg Popovich is the most overrated coach of all time, according to two. So
exactly.
He ain't leaning that way.
Greg Popovich up if you want to.
Tim Duncan is a smarter defender. That's a fact.
Now what? All right, but no. Like, hold on. Let me say this.
Smarter,
I'm not gonna argue that. But let's not forget Dwight Howard was undersized too, and took the challenge at center position. All these suckers today don't even want to play center at 7 feet. Let's not forget that he was an undersized center. What do you mean? He could have I'm gonna play the 4, just like scary ass Anthony Davis and Cat. I don't want to play the 5. I want to be the 4.
Yeah, because but I'm not gonna lie to you, AllBall. In that era,
don't fumble now. Go ahead.
Let me tell.
Little stuttering over there. Little stuttering over there.
Yo, the 4 back then
he's
was
still
better
stuttering,
than the 5. The 5 back then. Who's really going to work at the 5 against Dwight Howard in that era in the late 2000s? Andrew Bynum.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, but Duncan. No,
Marcus
but Duncan is defending a prime Chris Webber, a prime Rasheed Wallace, a prime Kevin Garnett, a prime Dirk Nowitzki. Like he's guarding these
Elton
guys.
Brand.
Yes.
Who'd you say?
Yes.
Elton Brand, Zach Randolph, Al Gasol.
Elton Brand,
the
like
golden era of power forwards.
He's guarding some elite guys. Let me tell you how crazy it is. And OG and Fabian, y'all probably remember this dude. Y'all remember Jerome James?
I know the name.
The guy that
5
the guy
years,
that
25 million.
Thomas gave all that money to. The Knicks signed, gave all that money, right? The summer before Jerome James got paid, Jerome James had this great series against Tim Duncan in the playoffs, playing for Seattle. Had this great series. He gave Duncan the work. Jerome James, I think, averaged 8 points and 5 rebounds in that series. And they were so impressed with him getting that against Tim Duncan that he got paid for doing that against Tim Duncan. Think about that.
We also got to remember.
Got paid for averaging, I think, below 10 points a game in a playoff series against Tim Duncan. They thought that was phenomenal.
Donut defensive player of the year.
That's crazy.
Donut defensive player of the year.
Okay.
I mean,
Donut.
Donut. Hey, let me ask you a question. AllBall. Who thinks better at defense, Rudy Gobert or Tony Allen?
Neither one. They both overrated. How about that? Yeah.
That's disgusting.
All right.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Shame on you too.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay, I got a better one for you. Drew Holiday or Rudy Gobert defensively?
Well, it's hard.
Oh, who's stumbling? We stumbling now.
How could you make How could you make that comparison when one is not going to guard a big man and one is not going to guard one on perimeter? I'm going to tell you who's one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Ron Artest.
Yeah,
Can't none of them sniff his boots.
Okay, I got one.
When Ron is locked in, he's an elite defender, no question. Why isn't Rudy Gobert just as good as a defensive player as Dwight? If we're equating defensive player of the year awards,
Rudy
has 3 in a row. Dwight has 3 in a row.
Okay,
why isn't he as good?
Because Rudy Gobert, for one, he's awkward. He contests shots. He blocks shots. Yeah, he protects the rim, but he's not great defensively out there guarding somebody. Like Dwight can move his feet. Dwight can guard a smaller player at times. Rudy Gobert cannot. And he got those 3 because, once again, nobody else is in the league priding themselves on defense. I'm sorry. So that shit is up for grabs every year. Literally.
I don't disagree that much, honestly.
What'd you say?
I don't disagree that much, honestly, with that.
Okay, all right. Look.
See, this era, he's saying it's this era. I feel that. I think Dwight I mean, he was a great help defender, but there was not that many centers that were going at him, though. Like, at the end of the day, what? You have something to say about that, Fabian?
No, I just wanted to say, for me personally, the best defensive player of my life, I don't care what position, is Hakeem Olajuwon. And there's a gap between everybody else. That's not close to me, right? So I don't even want to compare Dwight Howard to him. But I do want to ask, is Dwight Howard, where do you have Dwight Howard ranked? Because obviously Tim Duncan is kind of tough, and we're all split on that. With Dwight Howard, Ben Wallace, and Dikembe Mutombo, who would you have at 1, 2, and 3?
I never seen prime Dikembe, but I would
I'll
take
tell
Ben Wallace.
y'all. I'll tell y'all. Give me Dikembe 1. Give me Dwight 2. Give me Ben Wallace 3.
I agree. That's probably my list too.
Wow,
Dikembe change. Yes. I mean, hold on. Dikembe change the way you block. Dikembe changed that shit, bro. Like that right there is legendary.
The second jump that really all those Georgetown guys have. Like Patrick don't get enough credit for how good he was defensively, but though that second jump that Patrick had, that Zoe had, even Zoe had multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards too. That's somebody that we need
to get lost in the sauce,
right? But that second jump, right? Dikembe mastered that shit where he could block a shot, keep it in play, a guy attack again, and he's right back up there to have the same energy to block the set. You know what I'm saying? Like that's hard to do when you're exerting so much energy trying to block shots. So, yeah, that would be it for me. It would be Dikembe, then it would be shit.
That's tough.
It would be Dikembe, it would be Ben, and then it would be Dwight for me.
Wow. Okay.
Because Ben and Dwight, and now Dom was trying to figure this out. I know you didn't.
I think Ben credit to what OG was saying. If Dwight Howard was undersized, then what the hell was Ben Wallace?
Yeah,
right?
Here's the knock for Ben. First 3 or 4 seasons, he's playing with Rasheed Wallace on the bench. He's kind of lost in Washington and Orlando. Then he finally gets his footing in Detroit. So that's 4 or 5 seasons in. Dwight Howard from the rip was a defensive presence. So I think it's tough.
Dwight came out of high school too, man.
He was a baby. So if he's in the league making an impact.
Dwight came out of high school. Why did I easily forget that? Dwight is.
But he has a presence, right? I'm not saying he's defensive player of the year as soon as he comes to the league, but it's better than not playing, right? And that's Ben Wallace is not playing. No disrespect to him. So if we're talking player at their peak, that's the only thing we could argue about with Ben Wallace and Dwight Howard, because both of their primes are kind of the same amount of time. 7 years maybe. Ben Wallace might have a longer period of time in his prime, and he can guard multiple positions easier than Dwight Howard. Easier, and he's blocking shots, and he's guarding Shaq like that. That's just tough for me. And Dikembe, I'm with you all, Born Flea. Dikembe's number 1.
Yeah,
like, that they beat Seattle in '94. He was an old man, went to Philly when they went to the championship. He was on the. Didn't he go back to the championship with the Nets?
I gotta look that up.
He didn't go back down?
I don't think so.
I thought they went back, but I just think
they didn't have the Nets. The Nets didn't have him. It was Todd McCullough and those guys.
Well, they went back to back.
Or did he? Oh, yeah, he was. They're saying he was on the 2002 Nets. Yeah, right. He was.
So he's been there twice. Like
2003.
He was on the Atlanta team that was underrated, if I'm not mistaken, unless they were bummed.
That team was underrated in the 90s.
And then with Mookie Blaylock.
Yeah.
Super underrated.
Another great defender.
This era will be
Stacey
totally
Augman,
different.
Steve Smith. That's a good team.
Oh my God.
Man.
They had the Plastic Man.
Nobody talks about that team at all.
Steve Smith, come on, man. Oh man, one of the best hezzies you ever seen. Oh, got you. Come on,
half
man.
spins, the Steve Smith
yes.
half spin. Classic.
Yeah.
Mid-range crazy. Yeah.
I think
That's
if you combine Ben Wallace and Dikembe, you get Hakeem Olajuwon. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just another stratosphere for me. But Mutombo is definitely number 1 for me. I just think he plays. When I say low IQ from Dwight Howard, that's what I'm talking about. Dwight Howard did not stay down enough. Like you watch Mutombo, you watch like you said, Flea, watch Alonzo Mourning at 6'10", same height as Dwight Howard. It's a different. They're totally different, damn near totally different defensive players for me. Lonzo was incredible also.
He was incredible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Great talk.
All right. Yeah, Dime, you with that order? Dikembe's number one, unanimous then.
I've never seen him play like that in his prime, so I can't speak on that. But I have Ben Wallace over Dwight. Smarter defender.
Of course.
All the points you made, Shaq. I mean Fabian. No, I think Ben Wallace is one of the best defensive players I've ever seen, man. Straight up.
He hates
the rim. He can move.
Hey, Dom, I love it, Dom. I listen. I know
but he actually is a better defender than him to me.
I know. Listen,
Ben Wallace defensive over Mutombo, Bam Adebayo, all these dudes.
Dom, listen to me. Embrace it. I know what it is to hate. Embrace it, brother.
I don't like his game much, but that's not a biased opinion to me.
I'm
Fabian laid out the points better. Who's Dwight Howard guarding like that? And that's elite big man. Ben Wallace actually still have to play against him.
Listen, we have to really understand, and we got. I think this should be a discussion for next week. Who's a better defender? Who's a better player? Dwight Howard or Ben Wallace? Maybe that's a better comparison than with the Joker. But
better player, Dwight Howard is better than Ben Wallace.
That's my point. I'm saying Dwight Howard came out of high school. In the same Ben Wallace is a better defender.
Yeah.
I don't, but I still like I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna leave it alone. It's one thing to guard somebody. It's one thing to be able to guard them. Yeah, Ben Wallace guarded Shaq because he had no choice. He's the center. Couldn't do jack shit with him. Stop it, man.
Fair enough, but he's limiting him. He's making life tough for him. That's all he can do. He's making life tough for him. That's all he can do.
And with you starting with the most dominant player of all time, then yeah, he couldn't do nothing with the most dominant ever.
He said so good defensively.
He said he guarded Shaq. I'm saying, listen.
When Ben Wallace left, LeBron terrorized them at the basket. Fact.
AllBall is so great at jabbing and sliding on y'all.
The second round.
He's so great with the jab step. You guys didn't even the jabbing him in the pivot. He conveniently only mentions that I said he guarded Shaq, right? But he left out the part that Ben Wallace kind of guarded 1 through 5. Kind of did that way better than Dwight Howard.
He could though.
His lateral movement is fantastic. He's an ultimate great defender.
That's a myth. Nobody can guard 1 through 5. That's a myth.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
That's not a myth. That's not a myth.
Clips him being able to move his feet on the perimeter though, as a center.
Myth.
Nah,
and he was so strong, dude. That guy was a brick wall.
Hakeem Olajuwon can't guard no fucking point guard. Stop, man.
Hakeem Olajuwon
probably could.
Okay. Hakeem Olajuwon was guarding point guards, bro.
He was stepping out there in front of them, staying in front.
Yeah, Hakeem was dog. Listen, it's getting late.
In Kevin Garnett's prime, in one possession, he probably guarded literally 1 through 5. Like, come on, don't do that.
Look, they're pulling out the names is out. Rodman was guarded 1 through 5. Oh, Paul.
Once again,
Anthony Mason. That's another good.
Once again, can you guard 1 through 5 in spots? Maybe. Can you guard 1 through 5 through a game? No, it's only one player that make it do it, and it's probably 1 through 4. That's probably Scottie Pippen. I'm talking about Hakeem Olajuwon can't go. I'm taking an assignment and I'm going Jordan for the whole game. That's guarding 1 through 5. Now, if you could do it in spots, I agree. That's me. That's my definition. That's my when guys go LeBron. Hold on. When guys go, LeBron can guard all 5. No, he can't. He can't now guard no fucking Embiid for a whole game.
That's true.
Come on, man. Stop.
Wait.
You saying Pip is going to do that?
Is Pippen better defensively?
Hold on. 1 through 4. Scottie can guard 1 through 4. Yes, he can.
No, he can't.
Ask you a question.
He did not guard power forwards, especially not back then.
I said he can. I said he can.
He's getting his ass tore the fuck up on the paint.
I got a question for AllBall. Who's better defensively, Pippen or Marcus Smart?
Pippen. What?
Tom, are you out your mind?
Oh,
Marcus Smart don't belong.
No defensive player of the years. No defensive player of the years.
Watch this. Hold on.
Defensive player of the year, though.
Watch this. That's simple. Marcus Smart is not even top 20 defensive player of the year. Defensive players.
I'll tell you one thing he doesn't have. Defensive player of the year, though.
That's a fact. Hey, listen, touche. I can't argue that. Touche, my brother. Touche.
Is that a pun?
I ain't gonna argue that. But I bet you they won't put Marcus Smart on Magic Johnson for a whole game. Bet that.
No, I don't think he's a better defender than Pippen at all. I just think
I don't think he's a better
player of the year when you were using that for what was it, Dwight over
Scottie Pippen, top 5 greatest defenders of all time.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that one.
I don't know about
Should we go on to the number of national TV games to end it out, Fabian?
Oh yeah, that's your thing. You got the stats
So,
ready for that? So this is introduced. I'm sorry, roll it out.
We wanted to do one topic that was modern NBA, and the NBA this week announced the nationally televised game count for all the teams in the league.
Okay.
And number one in the league. You guys got any guesses?
Oh, here we go. Hold on. You said who the number one team that has the most televised games, like on national?
Yep. ESPN, TNT, NBA TV counts in this as well. ABC.
Gotta be the Lakers, Golden State.
I'm gonna go ball. I'm going Boston.
Boston got to be up there too.
It's number one, Golden State Warriors with half of their season on national TV. 41
ridiculous,
games.
Man. That's
half
ridiculous.
Of their season.
Wow.
That's incredible, the times we live in.
41 nationally televised games.
That's
ridiculous, man.
Lakers have 40, second place.
That's damn near half.
With 37, the Phoenix Suns.
Wow, I forgot all about that. Yes, with all those new additions, I can understand that.
Yeah, they're gonna market that.
Number 4, the Boston Celtics with 35. Number 5, the defending champion Denver Nuggets with 30.
Okay.
Tied with the Milwaukee Bucks. They're 6th with 30. And then 7th, you have the Dallas Mavericks, 28 with Kyrie Irving and Luka. And then in 9th place, you got the New York Knicks.
We cracked the top 10, baby.
That's right. Yeah. And number 10, the Miami Heat, defending Eastern Conference champions with 24. And then 11, it's a tie between my Clippers with 22 and the Sacramento Kings. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. I got it wrong. The Philadelphia 76ers have 29, more than Dallas. Wow. So the Knicks are still in the top 10, but Clippers are like 12.
It's 25 nationally televised games for the Knicks.
Let's go. That's big,
any thoughts
man.
on that? Or does that sound about right?
Let me get my thoughts. Golden State, that's wrong to be number one. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody says.
Though. He sells.
I don't care. That's wrong. My opinion, that's wrong. I agree being top 5, but number one.
It's about money, though. It's about money. And if the Warriors' ratings speak for themselves, right? Steph Curry.
You asked me a question. You asked me my thoughts. Okay. I don't think Curry and them should be number one.
But why is it wrong?
Talk about, for one, they didn't even make the conference finals. For 2, they're not a great team. And for 3, they're not a great team. I'm not excited to watch them. With the addition of Porzingis for Boston, with the addition of Beal and them in Phoenix, those are better attractions. I'm sorry. Let me go to my Knicks. My Knicks.
I'm sorry.
Knicks cracked the top 10. Knicks cracked the top 10 nationally televised games. That is huge for New York because we've been a laughing stock forever. It goes to show you we are coming. Pause. We are here. Yes, I love it. Knicks, baby. Dom, sorry we beat y'all out. Y'all now at the top 10. Sorry, Dom.
Deservedly so. Brunson.
Knicks.
Flea, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm super excited about the Knicks being on national TV. That's number one. That many times, that means that they're re-earning the love of the casual NBA fan, right? Like, most, for years, Knicks, Lakers, Celtics, Bulls, like those are the teams that you want to see on nationally. Obviously, over the last few years, Golden State. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care if you don't like them, you don't think they're a good team or not. I like watching Golden State play basketball. I just enjoy watching them play the game of basketball. And so if they're going to be one of the top teams to be on national TV, I'm cool with that because I just enjoy their brand of basketball, how they play the game. You said the Lakers is in second?
Which is not a surprise to anyone because they're the Lakers and they're LeBron.
I would always expect them to be in the top 3, top 5 in terms of nationally televised games, even when they're not even that good. They're always on national TV. So, maybe we need to push that to the side. That Phoenix team, though, definitely excited to see them regularly, to see what they put together, see how that comes together. I would have been, where's Denver?
Denver
11.
was
11.
6 or 7, 6.
No,
Oh,
fifth.
okay.
The Boston
Fifth,
Celtics
okay.
were
Well, I'm
fourth,
glad-
and the
I'm glad
Denver Nuggets
because-
were fifth.
You know, you always want to see how guys come into the season after winning the championship, right? Especially winning one. I want to see how they look. You know what I'm saying? How they try to duplicate that. What they come back with. Bruce Brown's not there no more. How does Christian Braun come in and play those minutes? Like, there's a lot of things over there that I think, you know what I'm saying, is going to be a question mark. How does this look for them? So I do want to see them. Only other team that I thought that should probably have more nationally televised games is Dallas. People want to see Luka and Kyrie.
28 is not enough.
Oh, what number are they?
Like seventh.
We're 8th, right? The Knicks are 8th.
No,
or
eighth.
9th?
I'm sorry, they're eighth. Philadelphia was seventh. Dallas is
Philly
eighth.
7. Okay, I would
Knicks is
expect
ninth.
Dallas to be slightly higher. That's all. But I like the teams that get the. Where's Boston? Boston's top 10.
Boston was fourth.
Fourth.
They have 35. That's a lot.
Fourth.
Yeah.
So 3rd is who? Golden
Third
State.
was
No.
Suns,
The
37.
Suns.
Okay. Phoenix. I'm sorry, Flea. You done? You finished?
Yeah,
The Knicks hold on, just real quick before you go. The Knicks should be over Philly. I'm upset at that. Well, go ahead,
I can see
Fabian.
that.
Yeah, I'm
Especially
not
with the
mad at
Harden
that either.
shit.
Yeah, that's kind of the Philly thing is weird.
Philly getting more than Dallas and
It's ridiculous.
New York.
Philly has the
and
reigning
Miami
MVP, though,
is
so maybe
interesting.
they're trying to put, what he looks like. I don't know, but
I don't think that's based on reigning MVP, none of that stuff, bro. It's all
Okay.
based on jersey sales, everything. What we talk about stardom. These are superstars. So
yeah, no
anytime,
question.
so
No question.
here we go again with this. Is Jimmy Butler a superstar or not? Yes, he is. He's top 10 in TV in the TV rating thing, whatever, nationally televised games. That doesn't happen without Jimmy Butler. Not happening
That's only because
at
they
all.
made the finals, though. Last season they had Jimmy Butler, and I don't think they were at the top 10 in nationally televised games.
Thank you for making my point, Dime. They made
Winning matters.
I mean, but that's another team that I enjoy watching too, though. Miami. I like
don't.
watching them play.
They're a good
Nope.
watch to me.
the Miami Heat fans didn't like watching them play last year. They were horrible to watch.
Well, okay.
Terrible.
Well, I should say, in the way they play in the playoffs is good basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. So deservedly so. But all the stars in the game, Jalen Brunson. Let's anoint him. Let's properly anoint him. What he's doing with that team in FIBA. I know they're saying Ant-Man. Hey, by the way, AllBall, Ant-Man bar none, the best player in FIBA. Who said that? Steve Kerr.
He said he's our
Who
guy.
cares? Look at me. Who cares?
There he goes.
We said we was gonna say that.
They won today, right? They came back and beat Germany.
Yeah. All
on,
because
man.
of
Good.
Ant-Man.
Cool. Who cares?
But
It's FIBA. Who cares?
and Brunson's on the team as well. Like Brunson's the guy that the point guard, and they're really loving how he plays. And I can speak for AllBall, I can speak for Flea and camaraderie. This is it. Hopefully he stays healthy. Praying for him, because with Julius Randle there giving us headaches, RJ Barrett giving us headaches, that whole team, Tom Thibodeau giving us headaches, Leon Rose giving us headaches. Jalen Brunson is an amazing. I don't know when was the last time I felt this good about having a player on our team. I was hyped with Porzingis when we drafted him. I loved him, but I don't remember being maybe when we got Spreewell. I think it's the last time I felt this legit
Wow. No Melo
superstar.
love, huh?
Not for me. Not the way he came. Not the way he got drafted. Like, remember, Brunson came here off that contract, signed a perfect deal with us. He's getting like what? He's the 11th highest paid point guard in the league. He's definitely not the 11th best player.
There was a
point guard in
level
the
of
league.
excitement when Marbury came into the door. I don't know how y'all felt about that, but when Steph became a Knick, I know I remember I was in high school and that was
people was happy.
Yeah, that was big. That was big for New York City.
And how'd you feel a year later after we got Steph?
As a Knick fan, not even about Steph. It was just as a Knick fan, we just wasn't good. It ain't. I love getting Steph, but
I'm just saying. A year after Donovan Mitchell traded, that and the third, we ain't even really thinking about Donovan Mitchell like that. And a lot of it has to do. We just lost a major series against the Miami Heat where Brunson didn't get the shot off or whatever it was, and we don't care because we're happy to. We will happily root for this dude. He's amazing to root for, so I'm excited about that, and I'm glad they gave him the 8th amount or 9th amount of games to watch on national television. You guys are right.
Let's look at the teams that are kind of in the middle of that. I don't blame them for putting the Clippers, by the way, 22 times because our lack of availability. It's just sad, but I actually kind of like it because it shows that we're a little more under the radar this year, and I think nobody really expects anything from us, and I think that's where the Clippers thrive, is a little bit more under the radar, a little bit more low key. The middle teams, Memphis Grizzlies, 19 nationally televised games. I said Sacramento Kings tied with the Clippers with 22. That's awesome, by the way. Just to give them a shout out, Sacramento Kings getting 22 games.
Will you say Memphis? What number is Memphis?
19. I honestly like watching Sacramento better than Memphis. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way.
No. I'm asking on the list. Where are they at?
They're like 14th or 15th, like middle of the pack.
Mr. Must See TV, huh? Go ahead, Dom. I'm sorry.
Well, he's missing 25 games, John Morant, but
it's 25.
Isn't it 25?
I thought it was 50. 25?
No, it's not 50, is it?
I thought it was 40.
Cleveland 17, so they got a nice.
He should be back by Christmas, so it's got to be.
Oh yeah, yes. That's why I thought it was a setup. It was definitely a convenient suspension up until Santa Claus showed up. When they have, that's when they say the NBA season really starts is for Christmas, because the NBA NFL season is
but then I don't
down.
think, if I remember right, I don't think Memphis has a Christmas game this year.
They do.
Do they?
Yes, I'm gonna look that up.
Okay.
And then let's see what other teams are in there.
Where let me ask you a question, Dom. Where are the Orlando Magic and the San Antonio Spurs?
So that was going to get into next. So the surprising team, the Atlanta Hawks at 15, which I think is about standard. Cleveland 17. The surprising team that is over 15 games is the San Antonio Spurs with 19. The Victor Wembanyama effect.
That sounds about right. We're going to get a chance to see this kid.
I am counting the NBA TV because
shouldn't be higher.
I don't think it should be higher.
I think that's about right too.
They lost.
So hold on. So y'all telling me something we never seen before. Some people say he's going to go down as one of the greatest. He shouldn't have more televised games.
Nah, they were the worst team in the.
I think you said how many? 19.
19 is a good amount for a team. I
think that's more than enough for that Spurs team.
And then here are some other ones around there. OKC 13. I honestly wish they were on national TV more.
I would like to see them more.
Yeah. The New Orleans Pelicans only have 12. I think that's because they're always injured, but they're a team that I love when they're decently healthy to watch. And then the ones that really, I think, got slighted big here, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Ant-Man, only 10 games. That's pretty much nothing. And then the Toronto Raptors, I know no one really cares about them.
No.
Three.
Don't skip that too fast. What you said the Minnesota got?
10. Brooklyn has more, and their best player is Mikal Bridges. 11. Utah has 9. Who does everybody want to see on Utah?
No. Why you keep going? Hold on. Stay with Minnesota. Ant-Man what?
As a bad decision by the NBA.
What does them having national TV games have to do with who he is as a player at 22?
All right. Do not try to switch the narrative. Don't do that. Gee,
that's cat. Because Cat can't stay healthy. Why are we gonna play? Why are we gonna have Minnesota on?
Look. Hey, Fabe. Ant-Man is the best guy on FIBA. He's one of the best talents about to come out.
Yo,
but don't nobody want to see his fucking ass on national TV.
Because you got a lot of haters in the front office, like AllBall.
Yo,
you making phone calls over there.
Back, boy. Oh,
yeah. I love y'all brothers, man. I love it. Yo,
that's crazy.
Dom said that shit and just kept talking about other players.
He
I caught that.
He tried. Dom. That was a good try, Dom.
Hey,
I respect it.
Fair enough.
By the way, you were right. Memphis is not playing on Christmas Day.
Nah, they're not. I thought so, yeah.
To finish it off, the teams that really, really have not much. The Washington Wizards only have 4. And we've talked about the Washington Wizards a little bit on this show. I don't blame him for only having 4, but I think they're actually going to be kind of an interesting team to see. Jordan Poole, like, just trying to go off and stuff. And then Orlando, to answer your question, Flea, I think this is kind of criminal. 5. And Houston, only 4. And I think those two teams are going to be really interesting to me. Because Orlando with Paolo Banchero. Go ahead.
Yeah, but Dom, I'm sorry, going off of what you said earlier, if it's about money and business, then that's right where they supposed to be at. Remember,
Right,
we true
promoting the future
fans.
of
So
the league.
right, but we're true fans. So of course we look at it different. But just going off of your notion, if we're talking superstardom, like you said, guys that sell out, that's fan favorites, and if it's coming to money, listen, no disrespect, nobody wants to see them guys. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
I don't see no problem. I don't
see
see no
why.
problem
It's
with that.
disappointing.
I think they're still fairly young. So at some point, Banchero is going to be must see TV.
Well,
at some point, he's going to be how KD started getting OKC on that radar. Where like, yo, they got to watch this team. Like I think Banchero is going to have that same effect on the Magic at some point.
I like why because they got interesting pieces. Like the Wagner brothers are crazy. Mo Wagner's a lunatic. He's a straight lunatic. I love
Wagner,
Mo,
right? Mo and Franz. They good.
No, Franz is nice.
Yeah.
He gets to the bat. He has this slow-mo ball that he plays. But Mo
He's
Wagner
tough.
is a lunatic. And watch any game with the Orlando Magic versus the Dallas Mavericks. He is crazy. He's starting to fight with Luka every single game. It's hilarious. I love it. White on white crime is beautiful.
I think Houston is going to be very exciting too with the Fred VanVleet's big contract, Dylan Brooks, Ime Udoka coming back, and all the young players. I think they'll be a team I check in with League Pass.
I respectfully disagree, Dom. They ain't gonna be fun to watch. I'm sorry.
Who's this?
It's not gonna be good basketball, but I think it'll be a little fun.
Houston. I mean, we gotta see that first.
I'm gonna be checking them out, OG. I'm gonna see.
No. I'm definitely gonna watch. I'm gonna watch as much as I'm watching all I can. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch them. I'm just saying, if you're talking about the average fan, they not watching them. I'm just being honest.
I'm not talking about the average fan. I'm talking about us. I think it's gonna be interesting for me because it's the unknown. You know, like okay, I know what we're getting with Denver. I know what we're getting with Boston. Actually, no, Boston with Porzingis will be interesting, but I know what we're getting with Denver. I know what I'm getting when I'm watching the Lakers right now. And even the Knicks, you guys didn't make any moves. I'm sorry, but the Rockets, they made a lot of moves.
Can I say something? While I'm not too high on the Rockets, and I may be wrong, and people may not like what I'm gonna say, I'm not high on the kid Green like that.
I feel you on that. I'm not necessarily high on the team, but
right. I think
I watch him play.
Right. I thought I was bugging, but like, and I don't. He a young man. I wish him all well. This is all talk, all our opinions, and it's never mean no disrespect. But I'm not high on him like that, and I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's a game changer. I don't think he's a franchise player. And I think Houston is in trouble if they think that's the young man that they're trying to make. I just let me slow down. I don't see it. I don't see it.
OJ, it's good. As soon as Udoka walked through the door, I know he's figuring out who's who. And I don't think Jalen Green is one of the who's who for Udoka.
I don't see it.
I think Jabari Smith, in my opinion, Jabari Smith is going to be the kid that they latch, him and what's the other kid? I love Kevin Porter Jr. as well. Just who he is as a basketball player and the type of guys that Udoka likes. And this dude right here, Sengun, like that, he's
good. He's really good.
Yeah.
He can't guard, but offensively he's good. Really good.
He's the guy that if you he's Banchero Orlando. What am I thinking? Cade Cunningham missed the whole season last season, so I'm looking forward to that. But Sengun is the guy like, yo, wait a minute. I've never heard of this guy before. You watch a Rockets game, like, yo, who is this dude?
He jumps off the screen.
Hey,
his game jumps off the screen.
You should like Sengun too because he actually tapped in with Hakeem. There was a video of him working out with him, and ever since
I've seen that.
I rooted for him. Ever since that moment, I've been rooting for him.
Dope. I've seen that. That's a fact, Don. Yeah, dope,
sir.
Love it. Yeah. Well, great. Listen, man. This season coming up, man. This is gonna be a legendary season, man. Like, I think people are really underestimating and Dunn did a great job just now, just breaking down and giving us those national televised games. Like I said, for more so they got it right. It's just maybe one or two. Like I said, I would probably definitely have Golden State in the top 5. I wouldn't have them number 1, and I would definitely have. I don't mind my Knicks being number 9. I just don't like that Philly is in front of us. I just don't like that. I'm just being honest. I don't. Those are the only 2 things I would change. Everything else I have no problem with.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for this.
I'm thirsty. Oh, it don't make no sense.
So, I think we wrapped everything up. Dom.
Beautiful.
Dom Dropper to my left. You guys right watching the screen to my bottom left. As Flea, or we live Flea, of course, underneath me. AllBallTV, pause, as we say up here in New York City. And I'm Fabian PerspecTV. He's a 4 sportsman. Coming every Sunday at 8 p.m. Pause again. We're coming at you, man. You already know. For sportsmen, AllBallTV.
My brothers.
Peace.